God bless you, viewers. How you doing tonight? This is your boy Marcus J. Wilson coming in to critique another TV show. This time, another episode of 227 called Rich Kid. In this episode, Calvin and Brenda befriends this young man with a red sports car by the name of Ron. So, Ron offers to take Brenda and Calvin to a Stevie Wonder concert. And even offers to give Mary and Les the money. What the residents of 227 didn't know were Ron was stealing drugs. So in this episode, Brenda was asking Mary to let her go to a Stevie Wonder concert with Calvin and Ron. So Brenda invited Ron to dinner so that they can get to know Ron, not knowing that he's dealing drugs. So in this next scene of 227, Ron asks Calvin. Actually, in this episode, Ron buys Calvin a pair of $75 sneakers. And not only that, he gives Calvin $50 to deliver a drug package to a 19-year-old kid by the name of Tony, which he got $1,000 for. But then Pearl discovers the money, tells Mary about it. Mary turns it into the police and discovers that Ron is stealing drugs, which is actually like doing what they do on Miami Vice, which is a Miami Vice drug deal, that is. So Mary goes to warn the boy's mother, tell her about her son selling drugs. And also, the mother tells Mary that Calvin gave Ron the car to hold while he was at Europe. But Mary tells her that Calvin, the only way he would be out of town is if he fell asleep on the bus. Seriously, folks, in this episode, at the end of this episode, that is, during a church group meeting, Ron's mother comes in, tells the residents of 227 that Ron was stabbed to death during a drug deal that went wrong. So I give this episode 100 because this episode is about an issue with drugs. Drugs can tear families apart. It can even kill your brain cells. Drugs is the biggest thing that can cause division between family members and friends. Number 3 for money and the devil himself. Drugs can kill everybody that do them. So remember to say no to drugs and say yes to a long life. In other words, be careful who you meet. Be careful who your friends are, because you don't know what they do. Whether they're selling drugs or trying to get you to commit a robbery or something like that. And that's the hard lesson that Calvin and Brenda, and of course Rosa started Tiffany, learned the hard way in this, and the residents of 227 learned the hard way after hearing about this happening. In other words, it's not right to accept jewelry from a stranger, or being a dope, delivering dope for a dope for $50 and a pair of $75 sneakers. And plus, you have to pick who your friends are. So remember, viewers, learn that lesson. And don't let nobody pressure you into doing anything certain That is wrong, that is. And also, I want to critique an episode of What's Happening. This time when Shirley gives Raj, Rerun, and Dwayne a bag of chocolate chip cookies that she made and baked herself. So, Raj, Dwayne, and Rerun and the whole gang gave Shirley the idea that she can make a fortune selling cookies. But after hearing about Shirley's cookies, this swindler come by. The swindler that tries to sell the snake a watch. So in this episode, he tried to exploit Shirley into selling these cookies and making money off of her so badly until Raj and Big Girl put an end to it. So I give this episode a great big 100 also. Be careful who you run into. Be careful who you run into. That's the lesson that Shirley learned the hard way. Be careful who you do business with. Because in both of these episodes of 227 and What's Happening, we gotta remember to be careful who we deal with. And be careful who we work with and who we pick as our friends. So in other words, I want to critique those episodes to say this. Remember to be careful who you do your business with. Get your business straight. Be careful who you work for. Because that person might commit a crime against somebody. Or cheat you out of your money. And even cheat you out of your race. And treat you out of your good values. In other words, be careful, folks. Be careful, viewers. And have a nice night. God bless.